What's up, freaks? Welcome to the Emporium. Bubba here, you got Haru on the piece of cork, and we're gonna go and show you guys a little bit more behind the scenes, a little bit more about us before we dive into everything here at the Emporium. So stay tuned, stick around, and help us advocate for some of these animals that you may have never seen before, like Haru. Last time you guys saw us, we were filming the intro, and since then it's been about 14 days. We just tested negative, we had COVID, and a lot's gone down since then. So we're gonna catch you guys up. We're gonna do a little hiking trip that I just wanna get outside. We wanna have some fun. Maybe we'll ask some questions, get to know us a little bit more like we wanted to in this video, but we'll also show you guys a little around the Emporium, maybe when we get back, maybe feed some Bronia. I think that'll be cool. So without further ado, roll the B-roll. It's like you've seen a ghost. Say hi to the people.
Hello.
Hello, people. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a whole school of carp down there. Big old carp in there. A whole school of them. We out here. We're hiking. Oh, isn't that really fucking awesome? Leave nature how it is. What's going on? Why do you have to submerge yourself to drink it? Introduce yourself. Who are you?
Lexi.
What's your last name? Because this thing is enormous.
Tectinopolis.
I'm gonna censor it now. But Lex, how old are you?
23.
I saw some fish.
Okay.
That's Bo, our dog. He's a Chihuahua, I think, right?
Yeah.
What is your life like? Tell us in a nutshell. Kind of summarize it for us. What do you do for work?
Busy.
You what? Busy?
Busy. What you said? What is my life like? It's
Oh,
busy.
busy. Yeah.
I go to school full time, work full time at a therapy office.
Oh,
and
so you're like a badass.
I'm going to school to be a therapist. I'm almost done. I
Yeah,
have
she definitely likes talking to people.
about a year and a half left.
Year and a half left till you have your master's.
Right.
Don't knock that down. She already has her bachelor's. She's a
do.
bachelorette. She's not available currently though.
I have a family.
Herpes?
My 2 little boys. That's one of them. The other
That's
is a
Bo.
mutt.
Hey, don't introduce him like
Well,
that.
what else am I supposed to call him?
The other one is the best dog in the world.
Oh yeah.
He's
but
not
he's kind of
public proof yet.
yeah. And then I do the reptiles with you.
Who's you?
Bubba.
I don't even like that guy.
I used to not like reptiles. Well, I wouldn't say not like them, but
Yeah, how dare you? I was about to shut this off right now and throw it.
I used to
divorce.
not be the fondest of them. And little by little, like the more that I learned about them and saw them, I liked them. And now I'm obsessed with them.
Oh, is it worth it? Maybe not, but there's a bunch of carp in the river. It's really cool. I saw some fish. So, reptiles.
So I started out helping Bubba with his geckos.
Bubba with his geckos. That sounds like, is that like an insurance thing?
Yeah. Slowly, I started liking the other reptiles.
Oh
I got into
my
crested
God.
geckos.
Uh-huh.
And then I fell in love with hognose snakes.
Hognose snakes. What is that?
Favorite Western hognose snakes. You know, they're meant
Did
for
they like have a
burrowing,
cowboy hat?
And they got like the
Oh!
snout.
Thank you,
Just like
Miss
that.
Piggy.
But yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, I still work with all the other ones, and then I even fell in love with the pectinatas too once we got them.
Pectinata?
Yeah. It's a banana iguana, or a Mexican spiny-tailed iguana.
Yeah, those are cool. I love Haru. Haru's one of my... Oh, he's my favorite lizard. Do you have like your own project with that?
I do. I actually have a couple projects. I just bred last year, and I have 4 eggs that are about to hatch.
Wait, what do you mean about to hatch? When are they due?
Within the next few weeks, actually.
Oh, awesome. That's going to be exciting. I'm super stoked on those.
We have another project this year, and then next year we should be able to do about 2 or 3 more pairs.
Didn't we get your hogs back in 2019?
2020.
2020? Time flew by quick.
Like seriously quick. Another year. A year full of exponentially more life experiences and opportunities. And yo, what's up? My name's Bubba, and my life is kind of crazy. I mean, I work with animals for a living, and for the first time in my life, my dream of having a ranch is actually freaking possible, and we're gonna show you exactly how we did it. But welcome to Bubba's Living Emporium. Everyone here is family, and I don't want you to think anything less of that. I want the world to bend for every single one of you, and anything is possible if you work hard enough, and I believe in you. Now let's kick some ass in 2022. Am I right? Can I get a...
By now you're probably wondering why all the outfit changes and everything. It's because we're busy. Everything has been filmed over the span of about 10 days now, and we just wanted to get through all of this. So without further ado, my name's David, but most of my friends and my family call me Bubba. All of this here is Bubba's Living Emporium. What we do here is I work with animals. When I was 6 years old, my mom got me my first leopard gecko, and I would say a lot of this is her fault because she taught me the value of interacting with these animals. We would go all the time to go feed horses, work with various animals, go to different zoos. She even had a monkey for 6 months when I was younger. Java macaque, actually. You can only have them for about 6 months before they get a little bit dangerous to work with. That was an experience. In a diaper, jumping around in the car. But my mom, I would say, got me into this, and now it's my life. This is my life. Welcome to our life. I'm 25 years old. My birthday was in December, so I'll be turning 26 this year. My fiance is Lex. Getting her into reptiles was probably the best decision I ever made in my life because it makes a lot of this work a lot easier, and you don't have to deal with so much burnout, to be honest. Did I always do this for a living? Absolutely not. This was the first year I was able to turn this into a business, and the first year we actually signed up for an LLC. And it's a dream come true. And was this overnight? Absolutely not. I got my first leopard gecko when I was 6 years old. I had the same gecko for 14 years. I've bred my first pair of leopard geckos about 8 years ago. All of this is still on YouTube. It's ridiculous how naive and how much I didn't know. But through the years and not being able to keep them how I wanted due to life and my family not really being able to grasp what I do and potentially what I was able to do. That was a struggle, but I mean, I had a normal life, right? I started really breeding in high school. I moved every 2 to 3 years. It was really hard for me to have anything close to this. It was just leopard geckos, right? That's my bread and butter, and I love leopard geckos. I don't think I'm ever gonna stop working with them, but I also love all these other animals, and being able to work with animals such as Haru up in here, he is just phenomenal. He's an intelligent lizard, and same thing with some of the Bronia babies. They're some of my favorite species to work with. They need our help too. What's the kind of exchange of that? I want to keep these animals for my personal enjoyment, and I believe that I can help them, but in that exchange I have to provide for them the best care that I can possibly provide. But not only is that housing, but that's also new research, innovation, and we're always learning new things and building on top of stuff. We kept these leopard geckos on sand at the beginning with lights, and those lights now we know that they're crepuscular, meaning that they're mainly active at night. They don't need any lights, and they actually benefit from being in enclosures like this. We'll explain that in different videos. This is Bubba's Living Emporium, and what is it? It's a family. These guys are not, I hate that everybody like says, oh, they're not pets, but to us, they are pets, they're family. Those relationships and those bonds are built over time. They're blood, sweat, and tears at sometimes, especially with sharp claws. You're gonna get scratched, you're gonna get torn up. I don't think they're pets per se, but you do have very meaningful and rewarding relationships with some of these animals, and we wanna show you that. We wanna show you a little bit about everything that we do here at the Emporium, all the way down to our conservation work, where we work with endangered species, and that helps out. And to be able to be a part of that is just so meaningful to me. I love this. So kind of what I had to go through to get to this point. What did I want to do? The world will tell you all these things are impossible, and I work with lizards for a living. There were 3 or 4 times in my life that I had to give my collections away to friends. I had spent the time building up and setting off these projects and just working with these animals, and it was such an amazing experience, and I always wanted to do it, but it's not the cheapest thing to do, and it's not for everybody, and it wasn't for me until I was able to do this at the extent that I do now and make sure that the animals have everything that they need. So how did I end up doing all of this? Well, I mean, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to work with animals, and it was just kind of figuring out, like, this is what my parents wanted, and like, this is what I wanted. And like, you have to follow that pursuit of happiness, or else you're not gonna be like fully enjoying your time here on Earth, which is temporary. Before I was doing all of this, I did construction with my grandfather when I was younger. I was like 12 years old, tagging along under the table, driving forklifts. After that, it was kind of like high school. In high school, I worked on a fishing boat briefly in the summers with one of my buddies, Jake. Shout out to you, I used to do reptiles with this guy. After that, I worked at Walgreens for about 6 months while I was in college, trying to figure out if college was for me. It wasn't. I don't like sitting in a classroom. After a strain of other meaningless jobs, I was actually able to land an aerospace gig, and it was driving to begin with. And over the span of a year, I became an inspector, and then I was actually scouted and hired on as a machinist for another company. And that's where I really got like kind of crafty, and I was like, you know what, like people work hard for like what they want to do, and I want to do this for my business. So I like for our reptiles, you know, like I want to make this viable and feasible, not have to sacrifice like enough to where I can survive and take care of all these guys to my maximum potential. I want to buy a plot of land and have a ranch and be able to have all these animals, and I don't know, it's really inspiring. Like there's people like Blake's Exotic Ranch, like that is so cool to me, and I get so geeked out. And who knew that I wanted an aviary? I didn't. Jumped onto another job that was really taxing on my body, a straight and cut operation, aerospace parts essentially. And take this coil of wire, straighten it out to fit into this machine, and sometimes the wire's like thick. So I'm having to like crank these and then fit it into the machine, run the machine, and the machine is huge. And I was just like, dude, I don't want to keep doing this. And kind of coincidentally, the machine had a malfunction one day and shot a piece of metal into my leg. That was the end of that job for me, and I took a break. It took 3 to 4 months, honestly, with the help of Lex. I was able to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and this is it. My life's devoted to animals, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. After those 3 to 4 months, I was like, you know what, let me first take a small step into that direction. So I started working at Petsmart, of all places. And within 4 months, I was actually an assistant lead for the pet care department as well as the whole store. I'm actually able to talk to these people. I mean, not currently, I'm on medical disability now. And that's another big factor is I'm 25 with a pacemaker. I've had a pacemaker now for 3 years. And last March, I went on medical disability for this because this is my 3rd pacemaker. And they're trying to get it right. They're trying to get me on medications to battle the syncopes that I have. I also have vasovagal syncope and neurocardiogenic syncope, which causes me to faint, as well as my heart just has weird palpitations all the time. They're trying to square that away. I've learned how to work around it, but it's also limiting my ability to be able to do everything that I do. I still want to work at PetSmart and do my part and try to get those care guides where they need to be. And I tattoo. I want my own shop on my ranch. I want to be able to build her own private practice. So this is the Emporium. This is us. And now we'll go ahead and go through and show you some of these animals. A quick pass through, there's a lot of them. If you guys want to know any more about these specific animals, go ahead and leave a comment below and we'll get these videos catered to those animals. We will also be at the Pomona Super Show this weekend, so if you see us there, go ahead and say hi. We'll get you guys some stickers. Lex carries those things around like her backpack, like it's candy, and she's giving them away to kids out of a van. I don't know if that's the right thing to say. Anyway, let's get to some animals. You guys have waited long enough, so let's chippity chop it up and let's get bumping. I say that way too much. Without further ado.
This is Crimson. This is Clementine. Artemis. Adelia. This is Peach. And these are my hognose projects. I also work with crested geckos, and these are a few of them. This is Red Velvet. This is Milkshake. I also help Bubba with some of the Bronia as well. This is Toast, our Bronia Lithochilla.
Hey, how's it hanging? I'm Darth Maul. Why are you always so angry? And why do we call him Darth Maul? Because he's a bad. This is one of our Bronia Arita. Oh my gosh, you want another one? You're so bad. You're so chunky. Alright, this is Deku, a Bronia graminia. Never refuses food, but is also quite the spaz. Stubbs munching down. This one right here is Stubbs. It's an Bronia Lithochilla from the second litter, about 7 months old. Freaking little dragons. Speck would also be a good one to show you how they use their toes. These things are like a 6th appendage. This is Speck, one of our Bronia Lithochilla. Speck is actually one of the runts that we raised out from that first litter of Lithochilla. She's also one of the calmest and most beautiful. This is our little girl, Nosy Fally. This is Knuckles and his enclosure. What's cool about Knuckles is he is shy, but he's real personable once he starts trusting you. And he's very food motivated. So we'll see if we can get him out onto Lex's hand here. Come on, buddy. No, you want this superworm. These guys are also live bearers, and I'm waiting on a female from my good buddy over at Gecko Labs. Shout out Dylan Damath. And this right here is our girl Yumi. 100% het albino. Her dad is Prometheus from Tiki's Geckos. Alright, in this enclosure you have Sheldon, a little leopard tortoise, and hiding, I don't know if you can see back behind there, that's our Indonesian frilled dragon, Brody. Frilled dragon. Alright, and this is our little ocellated Euromastix cage. Look at him.
And this is our boy Haru. He's our banana pectinata, Tenosaura pectinata.
This is homegirl Tsunade, our female Tenosaura pectinata. She loves blueberries. Ain't that right? This is their winter setups, like I said. They're actually in the 6x3x6 outside, and once we get our new property, I actually want to get them a 10x10. I think that'll be awesome. Alright, Lex just left for work, so now all I have to do is show you some of the leopard geckos. And this is hella orange. He's in shed, as you guys can see, but really awesome sire to some of the clown project stuff we have going on. It's gonna help me out in the long run with some of the lines and projects that I got going on. Shout out to Enzo's Geckos, man. Love you, brother. First up, you got Pepper, weighing in at 84 grams. She just laid a clutch of eggs as well. Pepper is also one of our largest leopard geckos. She loves her head scratches. Ain't that right, mama? I love you, girl. Also from Enzo. Can't thank you enough for this. This is my male magma tangerine. Shout out Ramsey's Reptiles. Link in the description. Jesus. This is an albino. Rainwater albino. Magma tangerine, rainwater albino. Sheesh. And this is his girlfriend, a white and yellow magma tangerine, rainwater albino. Look at that tail. She's also given us 2 very healthy clutches, and they're incubating as we speak. Sticking with the theme of rainwaters, this is going to be She-Hulk, also from Ramsey's Reptiles. She has also given us about 3 clutches. This is Big Bertha, one of our 2019 productions. From Chad Ramsey over at Ramsey's Reptiles, this is going to be a Mandarin, Atomic, and Electric Tangerine. Also a possible het for Trampoline Eclipse, as always, but didn't prove any out last year. And personally, one of my favorite holdbacks, what is that? Is that a quad stripe leopard gecko? This is going to be a Clown Inferno cross. Her dad is Hello Orange, and her mother was an pure clown. Very awesome. Love her. Another cool clown going into shed. This one comes from my buddy over at Upstate Reptiles, Upstate Exotics. Pop tag. Boop. This was actually a Christmas present from Lex, and damn did she get it right. If Lex wasn't awesome enough, Jesus, leopard geckos. If Lex wasn't awesome enough, she also got me a birthday present since it coincides kind of with Christmas, and this is going to be a male clown. Also, and I looked, it's Upstate Exotic Reptiles, but on Instagram, it's underscores in there too. So I was right. One of my favorite productions from this year, this is going to be a Clown Inferno Blood. These guys are really impeccable, and that kind of saturation on a leopard gecko, am I right? Makes the ball python people go crazy. This one's actually going out to Mexico along with 5 or 6 other geckos. In that box going down across the border would be this male. This is going to be a Clown Inferno cross. And yeah, it's that bright in person too. This guy had purples when he was younger too. I'll toss up a picture. Beep. This one also is going out to Mexico. Classic look on a clown. And this guy is such a cool gecko. This is going to be a white and yellow gem snow, 100% het white knight. So white knight is going to be Bell Albino, Eclipse, and Blizzard. Radar. Another radar. They don't like the light as much, but really beautiful animal, regardless. Shout out Chad Ramsey. Another radar. Bell. Head Eclipse. Another Bell. Head Eclipse. And this girl right here is a Lavender Gem Snow Bell Albino. Chunky little thing. Yeah, bold stripe. This is one of our pet-only Lemon Frost leopard geckos, and she has trouble shedding. She's developing 2 tumors as we speak, but she gets to live out the rest of her days here at the Emporium. Alright, this right here is going to be a wild type. This right here is one of our baby African fat-tail geckos. Super docile, even when they hatch. They'll just sit on you, they're little finger monkeys. Here is another female that we have growing out. African fat-tail as well. Hey, little one. Do you need a name? Everybody in the comments should leave a name for you.